Good evening, board members. As you probably know now, I'm not with you in the board meeting tonight, but I'm kind of with you through this video. Just wanted to share a few things with you that's going on. Today we just got back from a great legislator meeting in our Joplin clinic. Several of our legislators were there, and they learned about our patient-centered medical home. And also Dr. Kayla Smith shared a little bit about a project that she was interested in. I want to appreciate some of our board members for attending. Dr. Chapman was there, Mary Ann, Peggy, Beth, and of course Pedro, who worked really hard and got all those legislators there. So it was a really good turnout. It actually had some fun there at the end. One of the legislators was kind of joking about having his blood tested, so I talked to Darlene, our site manager, and she made it happen. So we were given blood pressure tests and sugar level tests. And fortunately, they're healthy. They may not look healthy, but they were pretty healthy. So we're glad about that. Another thing that I wanted to share with you about, the first part of this week, I was up in Jefferson City. We had some meetings about something we're going to talk about here a little bit later at the end of this video. But Tuesday was the governor's Medicaid expansion rally day. Actually, technically, although it was a good turnout and it was a lot of fun, it was kind of a waste of time because President Obama, just the day before, went ahead and restored the disproportionate share amount to the hospitals. So the push to get Medicaid expansion kind of went away. The need for it went away for this year. But the good news is that gives them a year to think about how they're going to do and what they're going to do with the money. So our legislators are okay with that. Cheryl Dalton, who's been our health home director, she was invited by the governor to speak as one of the speakers. They had 10 different ones, and she did an outstanding job. Because of the rain, they had it inside, and the echoing and the noise was just kind of a roar. But her voice carried very well, and she did a very good presentation on it. There was another doctor from another FQHC, and she also did, both of them did great jobs representing FQHCs. The whole thing was kind of, it was just it was exciting, it was a lot of fun. But like I said, it didn't really accomplish much, but it got everybody together and gave us some time with the governor and a few other people. So that was really good. On the new administrative building, I met this week with our architect and took him over and looked at it. Deborah Davidson had kind of laid out some good ideas for one section of the building that would include the boardroom. So we're going to end up with a much larger boardroom, and we'll be able to use it for other things as well. So we've got that moving along as well for you. The next thing, I'm going to turn this over to Danny O'Neill from Missouri Primary Care Association. We've been talking to you about an IPA, Independent Provider Association, and my last board report. Okay, so I'm going to turn this over to Danny. You'll hear his portion. He explains it very well. And if you have any more questions, she understands this really well too. So we'll be able to explain it all to you. So we'll see you next month. If you need anything, give me a holler. This is Danny O'Neill with Missouri Primary Care Association. He's going to talk to us a little bit about an IPA.
All right, well, good morning or good evening, Access Family Care Health Center board members. We are right now in the process of working with our board members who are the CEOs of all the health centers, so Don and all his peers from around the state, on considering developing what is called an Independent Practice Association, or an IPA for short. Right now there's so much change and uncertainty going on within the healthcare delivery system that we're trying to think proactively of ways to protect community health centers here in the state of Missouri. So an Independent Practice Association would allow us to leverage all of our collective strengths. So all of the health centers, including Access Family Care, to work together and negotiate with insurance companies, with Medicaid insurance companies, with commercial insurance companies, and with these new insurance exchange that are going to be coming in online January 1st of 2014. So the IPA, instead of all 24 health centers going out and contracting on their own, and we're going to all work together and leverage our strengths so that instead of contracting with 24 different health centers, they're contracting with one entity that takes care of a lot more lives than any of us do independently. We think we can leverage our strength to get enhanced reimbursement rates because, like I said just a little bit ago, there's a lot of uncertainty out there right now. We're concerned that at some point in the future, our reimbursement, our cost-based reimbursement model under Medicaid might become altered or go away. So this IPA will allow us to get contracts that are adequate enough to cover our costs so that we will be able to continue to operate in the future. Another interesting part of the IPA is that there will be standards from a quality standpoint, clinical standpoint, operational standpoint, so that we are able to hold each other all accountable so that if Access Family Care has very, very high quality, that you're not contracting with other organizations and leveraging strength of organizations with much lower quality. So there will be standards that will have to be achieved every single year to ensure that you're receiving the payments that are made through the IPA. So it's a way that we can continue to increase our value over time in the health insurance marketplace. There are costs associated with getting the IPA up and running, but we feel that after some point in 9 to 18 months, the IPA will be bringing in more revenue than it takes to operate the business, and that any excess revenue will be distributed to all the investors, which Access Family Care will have an opportunity to decide if they want to be an investor. So right now it looks like it will be about $5,000 per health center, and then there will be a certain charge per patient that you guys take care of. Right now we're looking at somewhere between $1.08 to $1.23 per patient. That number could actually come down, though, if more health centers than we originally thought participate. We actually just got done with a meeting that Don was in before videotaping me on this, and it seems like every single health center in the state of Missouri is very interested in it. So,
Danny, I've never seen our board move 100% on anything.
Especially when it comes with a $5,000 check at the end of the day. So it was very heartening to see that we'll probably have 100% or near 100% participation, which will drive the cost down. So the IPA will go out and negotiate for Access Family Care and get those beneficial contracts. You will get paid an enhanced reimbursement rate for the patients that you guys are taking care of so that you're able to sustain your operations.
And Danny, one of the things I heard today that everybody really seemed to like was the facilitator suggested that if there's not enough people per health center in this IPA, that first off that they'll get reimbursed back their initial investment.
Yeah. So there'll be different toll gates and different amounts of cost that each health center will incur as we're going through this decision-making process and moving towards standing this business up. So we will keep track of everybody's costs. Say Access Family Care wants to continue to explore the possibility, but halfway through this business development, you decide that it really doesn't make sense for your organization. That's fine, and as soon as the business becomes profitable, we'll keep track. Say you spent $10,000 to be part of the venture initially, and then when you drop out, the very first dollars into the organization will go back to everyone, both the people that stayed in through the whole investment or the people that just saw through the first couple steps, but everybody will first be repaid all of the money that went into the business development. And at that point, everybody that's still in and an owner and investor in this company will start getting distributions based on the profit. But the very first expenses that will be paid out of the IPA are the initial costs and investment costs up front.
So we can't lose.
You can't lose. The only way you lose is if we move forward and then we don't even end up developing an IPA, which is a possibility, but given the level of participation that we saw in this meeting that just took place, I have a lot of confidence that we are going to develop an IPA. It will contract with insurers, and that these payments will come in.
And you've looked at some other models out there, other states that are doing. I think was it South Carolina?
South Carolina has a community health center focused IPA. Yes.
And very successful.
Oh, so the analysts that we've hired just presented us a worst case scenario, a best case scenario, and a median case scenario. The results that have happened in South Carolina with their IPA have been almost about consistent over this a 3-year period with the best case scenario that we were just presented. We don't want to say that we're going to get that. That's why we presented the median case scenario, which is about a $6 million return over a 4-year period, and that's for about a $400,000 investment. So there's a lot of money that right now we're leaving on the table by not having this structure in place. But yes, there is a model. There's several models throughout the country. South Carolina is probably the most similar to what is being proposed here, and they have been very, very, very successful from a financial standpoint and from being able to, they leverage the financial success to increase access to care and increase their quality over time.
Excellent. Thank you, Danny. Appreciate your time.
Absolutely. Thank you, guys.